Sadhu, 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 Let's start our chanting before the meditation. You can turn to page 5 of our chanting book. Salutation to the Buddha. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. The three refuges. Buddhang saranang gacchami, Dhammang saranang gacchami, Sanghang saranang gacchami, Dutiyampi buddhang saranang gacchami, Dutiyampi dhammang saranang gacchami, Dutiyampi sanghang saranang gacchami, tatiyampi buddhang saranang gacchami, tatiyampi dhammang saranang gacchami, tatiyampi sanghang saranang gacchami. Next page. The 5 precepts. Panatipata viremani sikkhapadang samadhiyami, adinnādāna viremani sikkhapadang samadhiyami, kāmesu micchācārā viremani sikkhapadang samadhiyami, musāvādā viremani sikkhapadang samadhiyami, suramire majje pamadatthāna viremani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Let's read the affirmative vows. Being aware of the suffering caused by the destruction of life, I vow to cultivate compassion and learn ways to protect the lives of all living beings. Being aware of the suffering caused by exploitation, stealing, and oppression, I vow to respect the property of others and to practice generosity by sharing my time, energy, and material resources with those who are in real need. Being aware of the suffering caused by sexual misconduct, I vow to respect my commitments and those of others. I am determined not to engage in relations without love and long-term commitment. Being aware that words can create suffering, I vow to learn to speak truthfully and develop peaceful, kind, and meaningful speech. Being aware of the suffering that an intoxicated and agitated mind can produce, I vow to develop mindfulness and heedfulness. Next page. Homage to the Buddha. Iti piso bhagava arahang samma sambuddho vijñācarana sampanno sugato lokavidu anuttaro purisa dhamma sarati Satta deva manussanang buddho bhagavati. Homage to the Dhamma. Swakkhado bhagavata dhammo sanditthiko akaliko Ipassiko openaiko pancatang veditabbo vinyuhiti. Homage to the Sangha. Supatipanno bhagavato savaka sangho Ujupatipanno bhagavato savaka sangho Nyaya patipanno bhagavato savaka sangho Samici patipanno bhagavato savaka sangho Yadidang chattari purisa yugani Ante purisa punggala Isa bhagavato savaka sangho Ahuniyo pahuniyo Dakkiniyo anjali karaniyo Anutterang punyak ketang lokassati Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Next page. Offerings. Offering of light. Ganesarappaditthene Deepene tamadang sina Tiloka deepang sambuddhang Pujayami tamunudang. Offering of incense. Gandha sambhara yuttene dhupenang sugandhina pujaye pujaniyang tang puja bhajana muttamang. Offering of flowers. Vanna gandha gunopetang etang kusuma santating pujayami munindasya siripada saruruhi Pujemi buddhang kusumena nene punyena mitene labhami mokkhang Pumpang nilayati yatha idammi kayo tatayati vinasa bhavam. Offering of water. Adivasi tunu bhanti paniyang parikampitang anukampang upadaye patiganhatu utteme. Offering of drinks. Adivasi tunu bhanti gilane pancayang imang anukampang upadaye patiganhatu uttame. Worship of shrines. Vandami cetiyang sabbang sabbethani supatititang saririka dhatu mahabodhin buddha rupang sakalang sada. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Next page. Wish of well-being. Ikcheva manchante namaste namaste manu rate nante yang punya bisandang vipulang alatang tansanu baini hatante ayu. Reflections on the teachings of the Buddha in English. Mind is the forerunner of all experiences. Mind is chief. Mind made are they. If one speaks or acts with an impure mind, suffering follows, like the wheel that follows the foot of the ox. Mind is the forerunner of all experiences. Mind is chief. Mind made are they. If one speaks or acts with a pure mind, happiness follows, like one's own shadow that never leaves. Generosity, kind words, benevolent actions towards others, and equanimity towards all beings and all things. These bonds of sympathy function in the world like the limping in a moving cart. One by one, little by little, moment by moment, wise people should remove their impurities as a smith removes the rust from silver. For one who mindfully develops boundless loving kindness, mental defilements are weakened and the freedom from clinging is seen. All conditioned things are impermanent. When one sees this with wisdom, one turns away from suffering. This is the path to purification. All conditioned things are unsatisfactory. When one sees this with wisdom, one turns away from suffering. This is the path to purification. All things are not self. When one sees this with wisdom, one turns away from suffering. This is the path to purification. Excellent, excellent, excellent.
Welcome everyone for Wednesday meditation. Today also we have got this wonderful opportunity to support each other and sit side by side with each other, and even from distance sit at the same time with many of our friends and to do this practice together. So this is a time that we pay our attention to take care of our mind. Our mind needs a lot of caring, and it is the time that we take care of our mind and genuinely paying attention to whatever thoughts, memories that are surfacing in our mind, and then gradually guide our mind to a wholesome direction, to a wholesome place, and then also develop our mindfulness. So rejoice this moment. Rejoice that we have got a time to take care of our mind. And this taking care of the mind will benefit so many beings in this world. Just think about it. The whole motivation for this practice is to purify our mind, to train our mind to benefit many beings. So many people, so many beings will eventually benefit from this practice. With that reminder, let us make a determination that I will engage in this meditation wholeheartedly. I will make use of this opportunity. I will make use of this guidance, and I will do a committed practice. Make that determination now. That determination, let us listen to the sound of the bell and allow ourselves to settle to this body throughout the bell, and we will also do our chant, Namo Buddhaya, throughout the bell and the chant. Keep gathering your attention, keep drawing attention inward, and establish awareness in the body, feeling the sensations in the body. Just feel our body, observing where our legs are touching now, feeling our feet, the surface our feet are touching, or the surface our lower legs are touching. Just try to feel those texture of the carpet or the floor that our legs are touching now. Just feel where our body meets the chair or cushion. Try to feel the press muscles there. Just feel our upper body, how this body is sitting here, the whole area of our back, and try to find out the areas in your back where you feel your clothes, touch sensation with the clothes. Just feel our palms, how they touch each other, where they touch now. Feeling the warmth we can feel there. With these, with the awareness to these sensations, let us anchor ourselves in this body. We are here and now, sitting, nowhere else but here and now. With this awareness of the body, we will relax this body. We'll allow this body to further relax, further release the tensions, the tightness of the muscles. This is a good opportunity to allow this body to let go of all the concerns and let it to loosen up all the muscles throughout the body. In this very safe place, we can completely let go of all the concerns and allow this whole body to relax, to release, to loosen up everything. We can relax our facial muscles. We can simply drop down our eyebrows, allowing our eyebrows to relax and drop down. No ripples in the forehead. We can invite a gentle smile to our face, a very gentle smile, allowing all the muscles in the face to relax, to loosen up. We can keep allowing different parts of the body to loosen up, to relax. If you like, you can use your breath. If you wish, you can lengthen your breath a little bit, taking a very slow, long breath. And when you are breathing out, we can allow our chest to drop down a little bit further, to allow our shoulders to drop down. We can take another long, slow breath in. When we breathe out, we can allow our belly to relax, to loosen up. And if you have a particular area where you find some tightness or tension or discomfort, pay your close attention to that specific area and allow the breath to be long, slow and long. When you breathe out, paying close attention to that area and allow that area to open up, to loosen up and relax. Do a few more such long, slow breaths. Allow this whole body to relax with each out breath, relaxing, releasing, loosening the whole body. With this relaxed body, we will now bring our whole attention to our mind. We will let this body to continue like this in a very restful state. We will allow this body to be at rest in a complete loosening, relaxing pose and bring our whole attention to our mind and simply watch what is coming to our mind right now. What are the thoughts? What are the memories? What are the images that will occur right now? We will simply keep watching them without selecting any one of them and developing further. We will simply keep noticing whatever thought or memory that will occur in our mind. Various random thoughts keep occurring one after the other. This is the ordinary mind. Let us now purposely direct this mind to a wholesome quality. We will now take charge of our mind and purposely generate thoughts of loving kindness and gradually directing our mind towards that wholesome quality, loving kindness. Loving kindness is one of the most wholesome qualities that we are capable of. And it is the genuine wish of well being towards all beings without any discrimination. Loving kindness is genuine friendliness, universal friendliness. It is goodwill towards all. We will allow this wholesome state, quality of the mind to come out. This is a good opportunity to allow that capacity, to allow that wholesome quality to manifest, to become the dominant force in our mind. We will open our heart, generating that willingness for everyone to be well, generating that goodwill towards all, just willing, just wishing well being to all. Let us open our heart just like when we hold a baby, when we see a smiling face of a baby. Let us open our heart just like when we are petting a puppy, a kitten, or any other pet. How we would feel when we are in such a moment. What is the status of our mind? Let us generate the same level of openness, warmth, readiness to care right now, allowing the loving kindness to surface. We will manifest this loving kindness to become stronger and stronger in our heart. We can grow this loving kindness by making more and more wishes of loving kindness. Let us genuinely wish, generate willingness for all other people, all other beings to be well. Let us keep wishing well-being to everyone. We will start with ourselves. We will start with this living being sitting here. First, we will direct this loving, caring attention to this being sitting here. This being also one of the all living beings. We will take care of this being first. Direct that whole unconditional loving kindness, that whole readiness to care, that warmth to this being sitting here. This living being, what we call I, an innocent living being, sometimes is skillful in actions, sometimes is not skillful. This being is full of strengths and also full of weaknesses, still trying. Have empathy, compassion, acceptance to this being sitting here. Let us genuinely make a wish, a good wish to this being. May I be well, be strong, be healthy, be peaceful. Be well, be strong, be healthy, be peaceful. We will now allow this loving kindness to penetrate into this body, taking a moment to appreciate and wish well-being to all different parts of this body, all these organs, all these systems in this body have been helping us a lot to live this life. Let us keep radiating this loving kindness to all these organs, to all these systems, allowing each organ to be healed. May these lungs, which are helping us even right now to breathe, may these lungs and whole respiratory system be well. Be healthy. Be healed. May this heart, cardiac muscles, the whole cardiovascular system be well, be healthy, be healed. May this digesting system, all the organs in this whole digesting system, the stomach, liver, pancreas, intestine, colon, the whole digesting system be well, be healthy, be healed. May these kidneys, both kidneys which are helping us to release the toxins from the body every day, may these kidneys and whole genitourinary system, this whole pelvic area, be well, be healthy, be healed. May this nervous system, the spinal cord, the brain stem, the middle brain, the frontal lobe, may this whole nervous system be well, be healthy, be healed. Let us allow this loving kindness intention to travel throughout the body, allowing this loving kindness to penetrate to all the muscles, to all the cells, and allowing this intention to reach each corner of this body, and healing the whole body. May all the muscles, may all the tissues, ligaments, tendons, may all the bones throughout the body, all the joints throughout the body be well, be healthy, be peaceful. Let us now expand the same wish of well being towards everyone else with the same level of intensity, with same genuineness. Let us make the same wish for all others. First, you can bring to your mind one of the most beloved person in your life, a living person who loves you the most. Just pick one. Just pick one of the most beloved person in your life who has given you care, attention, and love. Just pick one. Doesn't matter whoever he or she is, and have that person right in front of you with their best smiling face, and make a genuine wish for this person appearing in front of you right now. Give your love back. Make a wish. May this person be well, be safe, be healthy, be peaceful. Let us now bring to our mind a person that we have a great respect for, a person that you admire the most, a person that you respect a lot, one of your teachers, one of your leaders, whoever that you have a great respect for. Just pick one. Just bring that person to right in front of you. Have a most beautiful face of that person right in front of you. And make a genuine wish. May this person be well, be safe, be healthy, be peaceful. Let us now bring to our mind a neutral person, a person that we know, but we don't have developed any special relationship yet. A person we randomly meet once in a while. Try to recall a neutral person, a person that you randomly meet once in a while, in a store, in an office, or any other place. Just select one, doesn't matter whoever she or he is. Just let us make a good wish to this person. Have this person even wake face right in front of you and make a wish. May you be well. May you be safe. May you be healthy. May you be peaceful. Let us now expand this wish to embrace all other people. May all other people living anywhere, all people living in our surrounding area, and all people living in our neighboring areas, and all people living further away and away and away. May all people living throughout the country and even beyond the country. May all people, each and every one of them, living everywhere, be well, be safe, be healthy, be peaceful, peaceful, peaceful. Let us expand this wish beyond these people to all other living beings. May all animals living everywhere, from large animals to tiny animals, may all of them, and may all other visible and invisible living beings, each and every living organism, all life, without exception, be well, be well, be well, be peaceful, peaceful, peaceful. Rejoice, this wholesome state of the mind, this loving kindness that embraces all beings. It has no limits, no boundaries, embracing all life with this loving kindness wish. Rejoice, this wholesome state of the mind, boundless loving kindness. With this loving kindness, we have developed a deep peace in our mind, a calmness. Let us now allow this calmness, this inner peace, to grow deeper, deeper, and deeper. We can do it by simply bringing our whole attention to our breath. In this very moment, our breath is happening now. We can feel the air moving through our nostrils. We can feel the air touching the inner walls of our nostrils. We can feel the changes happening in our chest and belly area. With close attention, let us keep watching what is happening with each in-breath and out-breath. Notice the very beginning of the in-breath and observe the movement of the air through the nostrils. Observe the changes happening in the chest and the belly. And observe the beginning of the out-breath. And continue to observe the changes, the different sensations we can have throughout the out-breath. For next few minutes, let us keep coming back to our breath and observing those sensations as they are happening now. Let us be with the breath. Rest with the breath for next few minutes. Dukkha pataje nidukkha bhayapattaje nibbaya Sukampattache Nisukha Hontu Sabbepi Paninu. May all those who are suffering be free from suffering. May all those who are in fear be free from fear. May all those who are grieving be free from grief. May all beings be well and happy. Gently come out of your meditation and gently put your palms together and place them against your chest. Take a moment to feel grateful for this opportunity to have meditation in our life. Feel grateful to all great teachers, enlightened masters in the past who passed this wisdom from generation to generation. Let us feel grateful to whoever helped your meditation tonight, and even to people who tried not to disturb your meditation at home. Let us also feel grateful to this device that helped us to connect to this meditation, and to this cushion, the chair, these fans, and this bell, and everything. With deep gratitude towards all people and all things that made this meditation possible for us today, let us say sadhu 3 times. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Okay, it was good to have you all for the meditation, and of course, I'm glad that the weather got a little bit cooled down. It helped meditation a little bit. I hope that people joining from YouTube also had some conducive weather. Did you take care of your mind well? It is like washing our clothes and washing our body. Once in a while we need to rinse it off. And so what we did also something quite similar. Because there are so many experiences in a day that will create frictions, create irritation, creates tensions, and we need to straighten up our mind, because sometimes we get irritated and tense, and sometimes without knowing we keep it. Event has happened long ago, but we keep the very irritation and keep the very tension, and it's a burden. It's of course not necessarily help our body too, because we also carry that irritation, carry that tension not only in our mind but also in our body. So we need to whole session to straighten them up, and then rinse them off. So I hope that we did that, right? Yeah. Okay. So we are discussing this important topic, 16 defilements of mind. I think Nancy is looking at the list, right? Are you looking at the list? Yeah. So today we will talk one such possible weakness in our mind, what we call sarambha. Which one is it, Nancy?
Number 12.
Number 12. So today we are in number 12. Sarambha is interesting tendency of our mind. Let me give an example. Let's say you are driving. Most of these, weaknesses or defilements in our mind can be experienced when we are driving. So let's imagine you are driving, and someone maybe honk you for no reason. Okay, and you feel like I also want to honk. Okay, something like that. Let's say for someone, driving very quickly and cut you off, and it was really, something that you got quite shocked. And now you feel, okay, let me pass him. I will also cut him off. You see that feeling like, you want to, like you are being wronged. Someone has, done something wrong to you. Maybe maybe some kind of mistreatment. Someone mistreated you. Someone hurt you. Someone, given some, whatever, bad thing to you, and you want to, you feel like doing the same to that person. Teach him a lesson. That, wanting to retaliate, wanting to give the same thing back to the person is called sarambha. In Pali, right, Bhante, we have there's a definition of sarambha called karana uttariya karana. Karana uttariya karana. It's doing for something that is done to you. Like, karana uttariya karana. How you say that, Bhante? Like, it's a retaliation, like, try to do some same thing that the other person has done to you.
Get back at.
Yeah, get back at, right? And there's an interesting term like tit for tat. Tit for tat, So we can translate, in like maybe like revengefulness, maybe vengefulness, unforgiving nature, like wanting to retaliate. It's related to anger, definitely, but this is an interesting manifestation of it. Mainly wanted to return. We wanted to do something in return of a wrongdoing. This is very normal. I mean, imagine that you were treated unfairly. It will be very common, and you feel very reasonable to retaliate against it, and maybe try to do the same kind of unfairness to that person. I think the whole justice system has been developed based on that kind of attitude. You want the perpetrator to have the same hurt that he has done to someone else. But okay, we can talk about in general, when unfairness and injustice is happening in the society, how we should react. That's a different thing. But here we are talking about when someone has wronged us personally, someone mistreated us personally, how we usually feel. And that initial feeling, that ordinary normal feeling, it's not the skillfulness that we always experience. We feel like retaliating. We feel like doing the same to the person. We feel like we have done the justice if we can do the same harm, and some, same shame to the person who has done thing to us. We feel like things are balanced if we can do the same thing to the person. That they're very feeling, they're very wanting to do something in return of a misdeed, of a mistreatment, and they're very that willingness, that tendency is called saramba, which is very common.
Is it the wanting to or the doing of it?
Want this, we are talking about the defilements, and basically the wanting. You may not do it, but wanting. But but that's the initial state, and then you will do it. Of course, if the person is too powerful, you may not do it. But doing is the second part of the whole thing. We are talking about the mental part. So it's like unforgiving nature, maybe like that retaliating nature. And so for ordinary, understanding, for ordinary life, we may think this is as very reasonable, very fair, right? But I think from deep understanding, what why Buddha has listed saramba as one of the defilements of the mind, is that because ultimately this is not helping again. That doesn't mean that we should be vulnerable and be gullible and be naive and let everyone mistreat us. That's not the point here. If you get a mistreatment, and definitely you have to be careful with those people when you meet these people next time. And we should never let anyone continue to abuse us, continue to so we really have to be self-protective. We have to think about our relationship, and so we had to do all these things. But but this wanting to give the same hurt to that person, that's something that we need to work with.
Sometimes not the same hurt, somewhat little bit higher.
Yeah, I want to teach him a lesson, right? Yeah.
More is better.
Right? Like road rage is exactly this, yeah. I want to give him yeah. So I think the problem is that we feel like we want to correct others. Someone is doing very unfair things, and we feel like we want to correct these people. We want to teach these people. We cannot let these people continue to do what they are doing. Yeah, definitely. Definitely. Someone should. They should actually learn their lessons, and they have to correct themselves. But do you want to take the burden of correcting that person? Maybe if you're such a kind person and you want to correct all people in the society, and maybe you can take the burden and go ahead and do it. But do you think that you have that? Do we have that preparedness? So particularly this feeling of saramba, this wanting to retaliate, wanting to do something in return, it occurs with simple mundane things, not about the big things, like when you are driving and someone did some bad things to you. So these are not really serious things. Like mostly they are like petty things, but we get hurt, and we really want to retaliate, and we will try different ways in that whole process. And we are the one who have been burning inside. We are the one who have been defiling our mind. And the whole issue is that, let's say we did something in return to a person who hurt us before, who mistreated us before, and we did something in return. In most cases, if our aim is to correct them, change them, that's not going to happen. If that is the purpose, if our purpose is to teach them a lesson, they will not learn the lesson just because you retaliate and you did something. As that most cases, that's not going to happen. They will learn their own lessons. The whole point here is that do we need to take the burden? I mean, because in that whole process, we just burn our energy, and we make our mind more defiled. And we may teach a lesson, but in that whole process, we have lost so much. It's costly. So understanding that this yearning, this urge to like do something in return, understand this is a common human tendency, but it is a weakness and it's an unskillful tendency. And just to understand it, and whenever we have that feeling, just to understand that, and then and be a little bit wise. Am I getting anything? Am I getting any result? Will I be able to change that person? I mean, is it beneficial? Is it helping me? Of course, forgiveness is not an easy thing. But opposite to this will be like forgiving and like don't take it seriously, that kind of thing. And we may even let's say if we get hurt, if someone mistreated us, we even can tell it. Letting somebody know that person has mistreated us, letting somebody know that some person has hurt us is okay. It's completely okay. I mean, what Sarambha is wanting to return the hurt. And if you're hurt and if you're mistreated and if you get a chance, please tell them. But and you have to have very strong mindfulness to do it. Really explain that person. You are these things really hurt me, and these things are not fair, and it's really mistreatment. I don't appreciate these things, and this is not. We should behave as decent human beings. We can tell them with some kindness, some control, some mindfulness. But that's different. That's something we should do. But wanting to return the hurt is not a healthy kind of tendency. But many of us have. I think one thing we need to distinguish is that we have this. Let's think about not something someone has done personal to us, but let's think about what is happening in the society. There's injustice, unfairness that is happening in general in society. And when we see certain group of people is mistreating some other group, or maybe maybe some government policy is putting some certain group of people at disadvantage. Whenever we see those social injustice.
You mean not being able to bring water and food to people waiting in line to get to vote?
Yeah, maybe not taking care of the farmers in the country or whatever. You can have all. So whenever we see those injustices, and people may have what they call righteous indignation, right? And we have the term of righteous anger, but I don't know whether any anger can be righteous. But not willing to not willing to be silent. Not willing to accept this injustice, but wanting to do something. Righteous indignation, right? What do you call it?
Yes.
Yeah, righteous indignation. And that is different. That is, in that case, let's say, if you see some injustice happening in society, and you want to talk about it, you want to educate everyone, you want some change, and you will work for that. And that is we are not trying to try to punish some other group in that. We just want this unfairness to end, this injustice to end, and you You will talk passionately, you will walk ahead, but you have to be very mindful too, because these things can spiral into very negative ends too if you're not mindful. But that is motivated by your wanting to have a fairness and a well-being to others. It's not about you. That's different. So it looks quite similar. But even in righteous indignation, like when you're talking about social injustice, you're not trying to punish some other group. You just want to remove the injustice, mistreatment. That's all. That's different. But Saramba is like wanting to punish, wanting to return the mistreatment or the hurt. That's what we need to pay attention to. So how we can do that? First, as in all other cases, first is to recognize it, detect it. That's the challenge. And whenever these things come, whenever you are driving, someone is doing whenever you receive this kind of seemingly mistreatments, people can be intentional, people can be not unintentional. But if we have this feeling of walking back, doing something return, when we have this urge to do that, detect, I saw it. Because these are tendencies that we have been growing, we have been feeding for many, many, many years. They can be so ingrained, it can be very quick. You don't even have to have a conscious decision to honk back. It can happen automatically. Yeah. And do we have some comment there? But in just, first to detect it and recognize it and have a ha moment, I saw it. And not to blame yourself, but, be happy that, I saw it. I recognize it. This is common. This is normal. But this is not helping. So therefore, and then I think once you detect it and we can contemplate the uselessness, a futile nature of these retaliations. No retaliations can, change other people. No retaliation can help us. It's not helping us. It's really damaging us. It's also not helping others. So just have that. We maybe feel like, really feel like doing retaliate, but have a deep understanding that this is useless. This is not producing any good result. Although it feel like fulfilling to do it, but it's not going to bring any result. So it's useless. Just based in the energy. Just have that understanding. Instead, we can redirect the same energy to do something else. Maybe explain, maybe whatever, something else. But just to understand that it's useless. It's fruitless. And then, again, as I say again, that don't take the burden. And if you deeply understand the principle of karma, the doctrine of karma, principle of karma, if people have mistreated you, they have earned their own karma, own bad karma. You don't have to go and and try to
fulfill
fulfill it. Inflict pain upon them.
Let somebody else do it.
And so they have earned a bad karma, and if you deeply understand this whole we are all responsible for our volitional actions. If someone has done something wrong to you, they are going to receive the fruits of it. You don't have to go behind and try to do it, and they will reap their own results, because their whole mental process will work on that. And so they will be the owners of their own karma. But in our process of retaliating and trying to teach them a lesson, and we are generating karma for ourselves. and we are going to be the owners of those things. And just let the karma to take care of it. And then you feel okay. Right? And don't. Bhante, what's the comment?
By from Dana.
So we have a comment by Dana,
Yeah.
also known as Redbird,
Mhm.
is righteous indignation mindful? Because I'm so good at that sometimes. Yes.
Individual, right?
Yes, and of course, as responsible citizens of a society, we have to have like we have to have that sensitivity to the people in like fellow human beings. So we I mean, as human beings, we have evolved because we saw mistreatment, we saw injustice, and and so we needed it. But sometimes we take these things very personally, and that's where the problems comes. We take these things very personally. We get so maybe politicize all these things. We get angry on that. If you are really angry, I mean, disliking or not approving is one thing, but burning with anger, and again, we are also doing the same thing. So there, yeah, I think it is correct that I mean, we can go off limits. It's okay. Righteous indignation is like being responsible of the society, and then try to do good to others, but we shouldn't take it like off the limits and get personally and make it like personal. Take it personally. It's a common thing. We will not go there at once. It takes time. It's gradual. That's how things have happened in the world. But don't take it very personal and start burning inside. As you say, be the change that you want like to see in the world. Right? That's from Mahatma Gandhi. And if you really want to be, and that's difficult. That's difficult. Yes. Yes, I think the Dana has the answer. Just let the karma take care of it, right? So I think instead of like teaching others, we need to take responsibility of our own mind, and we need to take responsibility of our own karma. In the whole process of retaliation, we may do harm to us. So we have to take responsibility of our own mind, because ultimately we are responsible of taking care of our mind, which we did today. So just because someone honked you behind should not let your mind to get defiled. It can, but we can be more smarter to like protect our mind. Yeah. I think there are similar teachings even in the Bible. I think that famous saying that you will have in early teachings, you will have eye for an eye, right?
Mhm.
And
Makes the whole world blind.
yeah, and so in the Bible, there's so much emphasis on not to retaliate, yeah, and not
What is it? Do unto others as you would have them do unto you.
yeah.
Instead of
And
doing
like
unto others
and I mean
as they
the
have
exact
done to
saying
you.
that if someone hit your right cheek
Offer the left one.
and give the left one, you need so much to train to do that, but that's exactly what we are talking about here. And of course, not necessarily let the give the other cheek, but at least and not to try to understand, and not to do things that will increase the confrontation.
What I have found in this culture, like if some stranger gets mad at me or really mad at me and they're yelling at me for whatever, it's like if you just go like this, then they stop. It's like they don't know what to do about it.
To a stranger,
right? To a stranger. It's like,
Mm.
no, I'm sorry. And there was some other, when I went to this other center, there was some prayers that just, I can't remember what came before this, but I'll look it up when I get home, but it's like, offer the victory to them.
Hmm.
So it's,
Offer the victory to them.
uh-huh.
Yeah, and I mean, so like even in argument, whether you want to win or whether you want to be healthy and happy.
Right.
Sometimes we can give them the victory and we
Yeah.
can keep our well-being.
Yes.
We have a question from our YouTube. I try to understand. I usually have the best of intention, but often slip up and make mistakes. I get angry. I do apologize, but often the other person is left hurt anyway. So I feel guilty. Any advice? Yeah, I think this is common, not only for you, and sometimes, in the heat of the moment, and we say things, and then only later we realize that what we said was wrong. But if we can at least later realize that I could have behaved better, and even if we have realization that comes later, that's a good sign. So in those moments, we shouldn't feel guilty. We should acknowledge that I was not skillful, because feeling guilty is also again defiling our mind. We have to be responsible. Yes, I take the responsibility, but I determine not to repeat it again. But in order to do that, so right now, we realize that what I said was wrong much later. So that means that our mindfulness, our realization is slower than our habitual patterns. This is a kind of battle, so we have our tendencies, our habitual patterns of behavior, our habitual patterns of reactions, and then we are developing this understanding. And in this case, these habitual patterns are quicker, stronger than our understanding. So we repeat our patterns, and our understanding comes later. And with this practice of mindfulness, we observe our own thoughts, right? And that's where we are training. What we are doing is that we are closing up this gap. Maybe initially you feel that what you said was wrong, maybe a day later. It is that far. By practicing this mindfulness, trying to observe our own thoughts, like becoming an observer, becoming an investigator of our own thoughts. And when you do that, this gap can close up a little bit. And maybe you understand what you said was wrong maybe an hour later. That's a great success. If you can understand an hour later, you're good. You're doing good. You're doing good. Go ahead. Okay, let's continue. And more we practice this, mindfulness of our own thoughts. And this can maybe like 30 minutes, maybe 15 minutes. We can close up this gap through our practice. And then eventually come to a point that, and you will understand that what you're going to say is not going to help you even before you say it. So in that case, we have developed our mindfulness is stronger and is sharper than our patterns. Right now, still our patterns are stronger than our mindfulness. So what we have to do, just develop our mindfulness, with observing the breath, observing our own thoughts, taking a moment to simply watch our own thoughts without judgment, simply watching them. That very practice that we are doing can help us in those moments of, like heat of the moments. Just before we say it, we become aware, it's coming. You realize it. And instead of like simply, letting it out, simply repeating the pattern, you become aware of it and observe it and accept it and acknowledge it. Okay, but there are better ways to say these things. And you will still express, but in a different way that we will not regret later. So it's just the path, just the gradual progress. So right now we are still a little behind. Our mindfulness is not strong enough. So I think advice I can give here is actually, keep practicing. Keep this specific practice of watching our own thoughts. It's a very important practice that can help us. Mindfulness, develop mindfulness through practicing and attend Wednesday meditation more often, and you can slowly close up this gap, and eventually we can actually become aware even before we say it, and that's where we change our life. Yes, Lenny?
So what about when you make that change and the person is aware of that change and then they say, well, why aren't you saying da 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 da? Or they kind of, poke the bear when you were mindful. Maybe it was on your face. Maybe they knew you were going to say something or react the same way. Yeah. You just keep holding it, right? Just keep.
So say again that let's say that you have developed, you feel like retaliating or saying these things, but you become aware of it before you
So
say
you
it.
don't, but normally you would, and the person is aware that
Other person.
normally
They're
you
expecting
would.
it.
They're like something, so they say something to you anyway, and you're like, like.
So
I was mindful that first time, and now now you said this.
oh,
thing.
they try to push your buttons.
Yes.
So because they know that you'll be like patient, you'll be like listening, and they will say more things to you. Is that what you're asking?
That's not fair.
Yeah, definitely.
Because then you got to keep being mindful.
Yeah. Yeah.
Keep not
I think-
reacting.
Definitely. Actually, that's a good point. Actually, being mindful doesn't mean that you are not going to respond. You are not reacting. There's an important difference between reacting and responding. Reaction is like automatic. You heard something, your patterns activate. You just say it without your conscious awareness. That is reacting. But being mindful is not like being smiling and patient and do nothing. No, being mindful, you watch that and you know that's not going to help you, and then you purposely choose and respond. You are engaging in the dialogue, but you are saying things with conscious awareness. You are choosing what to say. You are directing the conversation to where you want this to be. So it's not simply like being non-responsive. It's not reacting definitely, but responding. I think so. That's the part we need to do. Mindfulness is not only observing, but also choosing. Okay, what I should say now, what will help to calm down the situation. And you are saying things, you are doing things, but not automatically, but with some conscious awareness. So
Then that gets tricky.
Couldn't,
Now I'm aware of it.
yeah,
couldn't it be like you don't react the way they?
I think they get confused. They
Yeah,
get
and then-
confused when we
yeah.
start to act consciously. They get confused because that's not what they expect from us. So they lose the game because they're not
That's
ready.
what this does.
Exactly.
But
Yeah.
also, it's like
No silence.
if you say you're expecting me to respond to what you just said like this,
Yeah.
and then you're going to respond to
Differently.
that like this, and because this is how we do it.
Yeah.
I don't want to play that game
Yeah.
anymore.
Yes.
It's not.
Definitely. Yeah.
It's not
Helping and
helping
yeah.
either one of us.
And we are,
It's not good for either.
we are being trapped, So they
Yeah.
put some what you call
I don't want to play the button pushing game.
yeah.
There are no buttons. Yeah. You see a button. No.
So
I'm
they
human.
are playing a particular game, but we are playing by different rules. So your game cannot continue,
Yeah.
and they get confused. Yeah. But hopefully they will also learn the best way to do it. Okay. Thank you, everyone. Sarambe, the tendency to retaliate, tendency to revenge, tendency to be unforgiving, and we have that, and detect it whenever they are occurring, and contemplate on that, and remember the karma, and no need to take the burden of correcting others, burden of teaching others. Karma will take care of it, and they will learn their own lessons, their own ways. You don't have to be their teachers. So let's remember that, Sarama. So with that, let us go to our last part of the program, sharing merits with all others. By coming to this practice today and doing this practice together from different places, we have generated so much of good karma, so much of goodness and good energy we generated right here. Let us now share this good merits with all others. First of all, let us recall to our mind our ancestors, people who helped us a lot, people who loved us a lot, people who are no more with us today. Let us think about them and share these merits with them. May all of our departed family members, relatives, share these merits. May they benefit from these merits. May they be well, happy, and peaceful wherever they may be. Idang me ñātinang hotu sakita huntu ñātayo. Idam me ñātinang hotu sakita huntu ñātayo. Idam me ñātinang hotu sakita huntu ñātayo. Let us also share these merits with all other living beings. If there's any living being who would like to share this merit, may he or she do so. May all living beings share our merits. May all living beings be well, happy, and peaceful. Etntavata amhi sambhatam punya sampadam sabbe devanumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe bhutanumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe satta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Wish for the well-being of the world in English. May the weather be pleasing. May the people prosper in their lives. May there be peace and happiness in the world. May the rulers be righteous. May all those who are suffering be free from suffering. May all those who are in fear be free from fear. May all those who are in grief be free from grief. May all beings be well and happy. Aspiration. May this wholesome act quicken the liberation of my mind from mental defilements. By virtue of this wholesome act, may I never follow the unwise people. May I associate with good people until I attain Nibbana, purification. If by body, speech, or mind I have carelessly done wrong, I acknowledge them all in front of the Tathagata of great wisdom and determine to be heedful. Now we will do our blessing chant, wishing all of you blessings of the great compassion of the Buddha. And we are going to chant the Loving Kindness Sutra. Throughout this chant, we will maintain unbound loving kindness directing towards you, wishing you all good health, peace, and happiness. By the power of these wholesome vibrations, by the power of the great compassion embedded in this sutra, may you all be benefited from these blessings. May you be blessed with good health, peace, and happiness. Today, especially, we want to keep in our mind the father of our D, Mr. Dennis. We think about him and wishing him smooth recovery and healing and good health and wishing him well-being. You may also recall anyone that you like to share these blessings with. May all of you receive these blessings. May all of you, including our Father Dennis, be well, happy, and peaceful. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Karaniya matta kusalena yantang santang padang abhisamicca sakko ujuca sujuca suacoca sansamudu anatimani santos sekoca subharoca ampagincoca salauka buddhi santi Indriyo cha nipako cha ampagambo kulesu ananugindo nacha kundang samachari kimchina vinyu pare upavadeyum sukino vakemino huntu sabbe satta bhavantu sukhitantaye kecipan bhutanti tasavatavarava anavasesadighavaye mahantava majjimarasnsakanuktuladittavayev addittaye ca dure vasanti avidure bhutava sambhavisi va sabbe satta bhavantu sukhitantan paro parannikumbete nati manyet kanta cinang kanci vyarosana patiga sanya nanya manyas sedukkamicceya mata yatani puntang ayusa eka punta manurakki evampi sabba bhutesu manasang bhavayi aparimanam tang ca sabba lokasmin manasang bhavaye aparimanang uddang adoca tiriyang asang badang averang asapatang tittang carang nisinno vatsayano vayavatasns vigadamindo etang sating aditteye brahmametang viharang idamaho ditting ca anupagam sileva dasanena sampanno kamesu viniyagedang nahi jatu gambasiyang punareti etena satcha vajjena sotti te hotu sambada etena satcha vajjena sambharogo vinassatu etena satcha vajjena hotu te jaya mangalang Sabbitiyo vivajjanto sabbharogo vinassato mate bhavantantarayo sukhi digayuko bhavatu sabbha mangalang rakkantu sabbha devata sabbha buddhanubhavena sada sotti bhavantu te bhavatu sabbha mangalang rakkantu sabbha devata sabbha dhammanubhavena sada sotti bhavantu te bhavatu sabbha mangalang rakkantu sabbha devata sabbha sanghanubhavena sada sotti bhavantu te. Let us spend a moment of reflection. Let's try to recall to our mind whatever kind deed that we were able to do that during last few days. Think about your past few days and recall a moment that you were able to be kind to someone. Maybe you were able to be kind to some stranger or kind to someone that you know. Even a simple act of kindness, like a feeding a bird. Let us rejoice these kind deeds. On this day or in the past, if I have done kind deeds to other beings with my body, speech, or mind, whether great or little, here before the Buddha, I call to mind those kind deeds and let my heart rejoice. I rejoice in those kind deeds, appreciating the opportunity to be helpful to others. I rejoice in those kind deeds, wishing more opportunities to practice compassion. I rejoice in those kind deeds, resolving not to compare myself with others. I rejoice in those kind deeds and gladly share this joy with all beings everywhere. May my kind deeds relieve the burdens of other beings. May my kind deeds shield me from all dangers and pain. May my kind deeds and merits that come from them help me in freeing my heart. Let us now recall to our mind whatever kindness we receive from others. During last few days, you may have received some help, some kind attention and care from someone. Let us try to recall such a moment. Let us rejoice the goodness of others. On this day or in the past, if I have seen or heard of the kind deeds done by others with their body, speech, or mind, whether great or little, here before the Buddha, I call to mind those kind deeds and let my heart rejoice. I rejoice in the goodness of others, being always ready to praise kind people and follow their example. I rejoice in the goodness of others, appreciating that there are many good-hearted people in the world. I rejoice in the goodness of others, expressing gratitude for any kindness done. May the kind deeds of others bring safety and happiness to many living beings. May the kind deeds of others foster gratitude and fellowship among many living beings. May the kind deeds of others nurture goodness in me and many living beings. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Thank you everyone for joining us, and really appreciate your comments, your questions, and everything. And we wish you a great week ahead and look forward to see you again. Wish you good health.